Picture this. Instead of grinding away endlessly, what if you could achieve your goals with minimal resistance? Sounds too good to be true? That's what I thought too. Long hours and hard work produce the right results. Correct? Well, not always. Introducing the book Effortless by McKeown. Now, before we dive in, if you're debating whether you should buy this book or not, let me stop you there. Go and buy this book. I think it is worth the investment. However, if you are interested in what I have learned from this book and how I'm implementing the lessons I read about, stay tuned. The book Effortless is not promising that you will achieve all your goals without hard work, but it's talking about working in an effortless state. What is the effortless state, you may ask? The effortless state is a state of mind where you're working while being relaxed, full of energy, alert, rested, mentally energized, and focused on what is important now with ease. First thing first, simplify to amplify. Have you ever been part of a project that was dragging for way too long? Next time it happens, stop. Sit down and write down the absolute minimum amount of steps that need to be accomplished in order to finish this project. And then do those and move on. And this goes particularly for projects that do not contribute to your overall goals. Next up, clear your clutter in your physical environment before you clear the clutter in your mind. Your feeling of having too much on your mind might be a reflection of what is going on in your physical surrounding. Now, I used to see decluttering and organizing and cleaning as a bit of a procrastination, and it can be, definitely. But after 7 years living in one country, having a family, 2 kids, a big house, it definitely became important for me to have an organized home so that I can focus on other things. So I set aside some time a few months ago and I did a lot of decluttering, a lot of organizing, and I can definitely see that I am now able to focus on things much better. Now let's talk about goals, but not from the point of view of today. But imagine yourself being 80, being happy and satisfied with your life, and someone asks you, what are you most proud of in different areas of your life? Is what you're currently pursuing going to make the cut? And also use this exercise if you're thinking about giving up on a goal that you have been pursuing for a certain amount of time. If you have a really long-term goal, I think it is worthwhile taking the time once a year and thinking, is this still something I want to be doing? Is it going to matter when I'm 80, whether I've achieved this goal or not? Because sometimes you might think like, oh, I'm giving up so much, I want to stop with this goal. But are you going to regret it when you're 80? Would maybe sticking with this goal for another few years be worthwhile? Or are you giving up too much in order to pursue this goal, and those other areas are actually more important long term? Complaining. We are all guilty of venting from time to time. But here is the catch. What we focus on expands. The more we focus on what is wrong in our life, the more power we give to that part of the life. So enter an antidote: gratitude. It's about flipping the script and acknowledging that there is a silver lining in every situation. So each time you catch yourself complaining, add something you're grateful for. For example, there is so much going on at work, I don't know how I'm going to finish everything. Add gratitude. But I can see how this is helping me grow professionally. Or the traffic is really bad today, but it gives me an opportunity to talk more to the person sitting next to me. Embrace the zero draft. The blank page syndrome, every creator's worst nightmare. But what if I tell you there is a way how to sidestep this pressure? Enter the zero draft, something that comes before your first draft. It's not supposed to be seen by anyone except for you. If you're writing an article, your zero draft might be just bullet points or even brainstorming ideas. It's all about starting to work, getting the momentum and having no pressure attached to it. Your zero draft might be full of mistakes and maybe written in a really simple language. No one cares. And finally, if you're working towards something, create a rule for yourself where you say that every day you will never do less than X and never more than Y. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. The most important thing is being consistent. So do never less than and enter whatever is applicable for you. If you're trying to write a book, say you'll never write less than 500 words. If you're exercising, you can say you will never run less than 1 kilometer or 5 minutes. And you do that no matter what. Whether the weather is bad, whether you are really busy, you're a bit sick, you just follow through. But then there is the other side of it where it says never do more than Y. Never write more than 2,000 words. Never run more than 10 kilometers or 1 hour. You should never do more than what you're able to recover from on that day, so next day you can continue with your goal. Doing the average amount every single day is going to get you much, much further than working crazily on your goal on days when you're feeling really, really good. Because let's be honest, that's not happening every day. So these were the things that I have actually taken from the book and implemented into my life. But if you're still deciding whether you should read the book or not, here are a few points about my experience reading the book. I actually listened to the book as an audiobook. It was read by the author. It was very well done. It was easy to follow. There were a lot of practical examples which I really appreciated. The author was going straight to the point, so no talking around like some authors like to fill the pages with a lot of stories and a lot of fluff. But Greg McKeown was really going to the point. He really tried to deliver as much as possible within those pages. There were stories from his life or other people, but they were always to the point. They were there because they served a purpose, which I really appreciated. What I really liked about this book is that there were summaries of the main points after each chapter, and then again at the end of the whole book. I was taking notes while listening to the audiobook, but it was good to be able to see and check that I didn't miss any points, and also to hear the main ideas multiple times throughout the book. This was a great book, and I believe it is going to be one of those books that I'm going to listen to again in the future. If you read this book, please let me know down below what did you think about it and what lessons did you implement from this book into your life. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. It really helps my channel. Hope to see you in my next video. Bye!